Bubba, I guess over the weekend you were watching everything going on in Egypt.
You know, that situation is just still strange and fluid, and we don't know exactly what's going on. And now they're saying that the former president Mubarak is in a coma. We had that rumor out.
Well, he better act like he's in a coma because the people are looking for him.
Yeah, I know. So
I'd go with that too.
It's getting kind of crazy over there. And now I see we got two stories tied into that. One, that apparently some of the mob has broken into one of the museums there and has stolen some priceless artifacts,
including the Great King Tut.
Can you believe? Do they not know there's a curse on that? See, they're not that smart.
It's a King Tut statue. I don't know how that plays into the curse, but it can't be good. It's still on.
I'd say either way. I'd just stay away from anything King Tut.
And the military is currently in charge of the country.
Well, it doesn't look like anybody's in charge because no one seems to be leaving. Now,
well, they did, Bubba. I will say they got it down to a couple of dozen that are still kind of doing the little protest thing, and they're kind of trying to clean the streets up. Volunteers are coming out and trying to clean it up.
The thing for Mubarak, like you were talking about, is the word got out that they were not going to let, the military wasn't, and the people let anybody that was in his, you wouldn't call it a cabinet, but part of his government, leave the country.
Well, he did have a cabinet.
I guess, yeah. But when you stay there for 30 years,
I mean, it was a dictator.
Right,
it was his buddies.
And again, for America and for Israel, though he was a dictator, he was he had a treaty treaty with Israel, which you can bet that's going to be drop kicked if the Muslim Brotherhood take over during this vacuum, and he also was pro United States. So who knows what's going to happen there? But it's not good if you were a dictator and the people won't let you leave. That means they may want to put you on trial. There's people who want lawsuits for things that the dictatorship did to them and their family.
Oh, and today we have thousands of state workers rally for better pay. So, I mean, eventually these people, Egypt has a pretty modern and, moving economy. So when you take that many people out of work for weeks, eventually it's going to catch up. There's not going to be food in the stores. So that's when it'll get real nasty.
In the dictatorship, I mean, you worked. I heard that too. We're going to protest for better. Will you protest who? They're gone. Yeah. I mean, so who's going to hear your case and what is your job now? Does your job even exist anymore?
Well, so anyway, here is the artifact story. It says at least 17 artifacts from the Egyptian Museum in Cairo are missing following a break-in, according to the country's Minister of Antiquities. The missing objects included a gilded wood statue of King Tutankhamun, being carried by a goddess, parts of another statue of Tutankhamun harpooning. There is a limestone statue of, and I can't say this pharaoh's name. You'd know it if you heard it, but I can't say it. A statue of Nefertiti.
Ramses?
No, I know that one. Yeah. Making offerings, a sandstone head of another princess. And it goes on and on. The discovery of the treasures missing came after the museum staff took inventory following a break-in by the mob on January 28th, not long after the protests began in downtown Cairo. Said intruders had vandalized statues and display cases, stolen jewelry from the museum gift shop. A number of suspects were apprehended shortly after the break-in, some of them with antiquities in their possession. The army and private citizens fanned out to protect Egypt's museum as the unrest spread. That's some pretty old stuff right there, Rick. I mean,
worth a lot of money.
Some of that goes back to
worth a lot of money.
The very beginning of time, back to literally Genesis. Bible time.
I know it's worth a lot of money, but I just got a feeling on these objects, when you try to sell them to museums, they're going to go, wait a minute.
Yeah. And we're going to do it. Put it just left of the TV or something. So look what I got.
Now, how about this? What do you do? Where'd you get this? I mean, that's not something you're going to sell.
No. Yeah, good luck.
And then
I found it.
And then there's the other one because there's all kinds of prophecy that is being kicked around about this too. Mm-hmm. So there was a story that broke that there's a piece of video, I guess, of some reporting from the mania, and they're allegedly people think they're seeing a horseman. Come up out of the ground?
Yeah, Rick. Let me show you this.
You don't mess with these old Pharaoh things, man. Now, look, heebie-jeebies on that stuff.
Let me show you the footage first of all, and I apologize. It doesn't have any audio. And then we'll show MSNBC live when it came on.
Okay.
But right here, we've got a right here we've got a scene of burning cars.
Got it.
All right, just
Now,
destruction.
this is the protesters that were getting such rave reviews, right?
All right. All right, so there's a shot. Looks like it's coming. What would you say, from maybe top of a building or something?
Yeah, it's a couple of stories up across the street.
A couple hundred folks out standing around what's burning.
It's either Egypt or the Lakers won another championship. I don't know which one it is.
And I want you to watch.
The Pistons.
I want you to watch here as the video plays. This broke this past weekend. What looks to be
I see it.
that little figure there that's going up.
You mean the smoke?
No,
right here.
See right here.
Right
see the ghost-like little thing.
Right here, right here.
Where you, you mean going through the crowd?
Yeah, right there.
It looks like a horse going through there.
Right
okay,
here.
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
Now this.
Go back now that I know where to watch.
All right, now this hit on all the cable news networks this past weekend, and they were trying to discuss this to see if this was doctored, or if it was not.
That's a flash from that fire.
Here's what we got.
Except for the little trot that it has, like a horse.
Besides that,
and maybe the rider on top of it who's beating it with a crotch. But now, for those of you not looking at this, there's a fire and there's a crowd. Okay, in the back of the crowd, it looks like it kind of comes out of nowhere. It looks like a ghost horse with a rider on it.
It does.
That goes and begins to gallop through the crowd, and now it's going into the crowd and into the air.
Now, one thing that's drawn my attention is behind it, I would say maybe 15, 20 feet. Watch this other little glare.
Yeah.
It's about to come. See it right there? See it following it?
And it kind of mirrors it. See, it goes up as the Ghost Rider goes up.
And when you read, the book of Revelation, you can tell that John is seeing things as the wrath is handed down, that he doesn't know what they are at the time, but they make really more sense to us now. I mean, meteors, it's clear there's asteroids hitting the Earth in the stuff that he's describing. So anyway, that's on our website. Bubba, we had a couple of stories here today. I know that Greg could speak to this. Did you see the story, and this is the title, One-Armed Legless Man Bashes Male Nurse. And the headline really says it all. A male nurse had to be rushed to an emergency unit after being badly injured by a disabled patient who had no legs and only one arm. It said the patient became angry, and a large security guard went to tackle the angry patient and eventually restrain him.
Tackle him?
Yeah, it took two people to get him down. The male nurse suffered a serious knee injury and was offered counseling. He had to be counseled after the attack.
Well, I had to be counseled after Kyle Maynard choked me out 4 times.
Well, that's what I mean.
He has no arms and no legs.
And you can speak to this.
Yes. I tell you what, there ain't nothing to grab. When they get on you, you can't do nothing.
Well,
that's got you. That's how they got you.
It's almost like you're quoting the male nurse now.
Exactly. I'm still being counseled about it. Because I keep showing it on reruns on the TV show, and every time they show it, my friends call me. Every time.
Said from what they can understand from the story, Bubba, the 50-year-old patient they were trying to handle the disabled man when the man punched the caretaker, the male nurse, repeatedly with his good arm.
Rick, how do you not see where the punch is coming from?
I know. You shouldn't be thrown off by that one.
He's only got one punch, but here's what might have led to the confusion. And, Greg, you remember this. It said that he flailed his stumps angrily.
Yeah, that would distract you.
Them stumps are whew.
They're like were they like little pinchers?
Listen, he liked to pinch my head clean off.
Pinched it.
My neck and my ears hurt for months.
When he got you with this.
I remember you couldn't swallow.
It's like, like a praying mantis does.
Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't swallow. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember it. I lived it.
I lived it.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I remember it. I lived it.
Well, I mean,
so it looks like it happened again, and but this was a man who beat up a male nurse.
But I'll be honest with you, if he had one good arm, I would have been blocking for it.
Yeah,
couldn't they sedate him with something?
Well, eventually it looks like we got him down and got him under control. What it doesn't say what he's upset about.
Yeah.
What was he mad? I mean, was he
saw his bill? I guess.
Service or
no,
something?
where was this at, Rick? This is in Australia. It's in the Northern Territory.
An angry Australian.
Yeah,
that's a whole different animal.
Yeah, they can't give his name due to privacy issues.
But Greg, is that the part you don't really know what to deal with?
You can't grab. There's nothing to grab hold of. Now this guy had one gun arm. You could get a hold of it. But Kyle Maynard is very strong. He's real. He's just man, he's hard as a rock, and you can't grab him. He's real quick. He's just on you like a pit bull.
Is that what pit bulls like?
Yeah.
Bubba, in related stories, and this is one you and I have been watching for a while. Scrambled eggs are back.
Well, thank goodness.
Forget the high cholesterol warnings. They are healthier than ever. Now, the egg is – there's a group of foods that the food people can't make up their mind whether they're good or bad for us.
Right.
And the egg has been mistreated like we've never seen.
Yeah.
Now the egg is back.
Well, every time there's a study one way, there's a study back the other. You got to watch who's funding those studies and look who's doing the research. Eggs have been around a long time, Rick.
Right.
And, they're on again, off again. I kind of rule this to the medical community and our scientific community who appear to be floundering a little bit in some areas.
They're not having a good run right now.
When they tell us, oh, no, that absolutely cannot cause that, I go, well, what about the egg? You've been all over the road on that.
Well,
I mean, we can go back to the point where we used to bleed people to get rid of a fever. I don't want to throw that at them because I think that's, really that's kind of rubbing it in.
Right.
But the point is, when you got to have that shot, from flu, from birds. I go, come on, guys, you don't know for sure. Well, you're making an educated guess, but that's what it is, and I don't mind that. I mean, I understand the limits of science, but don't give me it's absolute when you can't say that.
Well, it's kind of like when you're debating, and we've heard this before, when you're debating someone who claims they're an atheist or agnostic, and you say, so you don't believe in absolute truth, and they say no, and you go, are you absolutely sure? I mean, but here's the thing. When it comes to the medical field, we've said this before, and science, guys, you're brilliant people, okay? You're brilliant people. We thank you for what you do. But you got to come off this God complex that every time it's your time to be alive, that the time that you're a doctor or a scientist is the time you've got everything right. We already know that you don't always have it right. I mean, Bubba's given some examples, and always, and anytime there's some kind of fear about something, you go, well, can we just look at it? How dare you question the community?
Rick,
we've got it right.
The world is flat.